Cultures, generations, and personal journeys, one silent barrier holds countless dreams back. That is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. Yet, history and human experience repeatedly prove one truth. Growth begins the moment courage speaks louder than fear. In this global dialogue, we explore how to overcome and take the bold steps in life through powerful questions, practical answers, and real life examples that turn inspiration into action. In the name of Allah, who is the most merciful and mighty, this is Fazl Qasim, the CEO, Global Dialogue Series, Palex Educational Complex, and the proud trainee of Rehan AI Training Institute Teacher Training Program. Today we are going to have discussion about fear management with Maya.
Hey, Gossam. How's your Monday going?
Hey, how are you, Maya? Fine.
I'm doing well, thanks. What's on your mind tonight?
Today we are talking about fear and how to hold it back.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
What specifically about fear are you wanting to dig into?
I think first of all we should know the meaning of fear and why does it hold us
Um,
back.
I'm sorry. You say that again?
What is
I didn't
fear and
quite.
what is
I
fear
think you might.
and
What
why
is
does it
fear,
hold us back?
and does it hold us back?
Why does it hold us back?
So, fear really boils down to our brain trying to keep us safe, right? Like that feeling you get when you're about to step onto a stage or try something totally new. That's your system going, wait, this could be dangerous, even if it's not actually dangerous. It's basically a false alarm most of the time. What
Okay.
it does is really hijack your brain. Suddenly your heart's racing. You might sweat. You overthink everything. All that energy is being used to brace for whatever it thinks is coming instead of actually doing the thing you want to do.
Hmm. Any example?
Yeah. Think about learning to use AI tools like ChatGPT for teaching, like you were doing with your Zoom class setup.
Yeah.
I imagine there was probably some level of fear there, fear of messing it up live, fear of the tech failing, fear of the students not getting it. And that fear could have easily kept you from even trying it in the first place. But
Wonderful,
you pushed
wonderful example. Excellent.
exactly. Or maybe it's fear of networking. You've talked about how valuable genuine networking is for PLEX, but I imagine it feels scary for some people.
Yeah.
Fear of rejection, fear of sounding foolish.
Like
That can stop people.
we can also have another example. Sorry to cut you. Like a student avoids public speaking due to the fear of embarrassment, missing opportunities to grow confidence, isn't it?
Right. Exactly. The fear of embarrassment keeps them from practicing, so they never build that confidence. It's a
Yeah.
vicious cycle. That stage fright you're describing is perfect. They miss out on the growth and the chance to actually see they might be pretty good at it.
Yeah. What the next question is, how can we start confronting fear?
For me, the first step is really just noticing it, calling it out instead of letting it run the show. Like, okay, I'm feeling anxious right now about this presentation. Just labeling it helps separate you from it a bit. Then you could tackle fear by breaking the scary thing into tiny steps. Like with the Zoom class, did you start with everything you planned or did you practice one section first?
Yeah, of course. One
Yeah,
session first.
Oh,
So
right. One session at a time.
it means that we need to acknowledge it instead of avoiding it.
Exactly.
Mm.
Pretending it's not there just makes it fester. Acknowledging it, naming it, that drains some of its power away. Then you can actually deal with it instead of having it deal with you.
Yeah, of course. Okay, and why
Does that
is
make sense?
why is stepping out of your comfort zone important?
Because that's where the good stuff happens, really.
Hmm.
Your comfort zone is basically where you've already proven can survive. Nothing new happens there. Like growth, confidence, those are built when you try things that scare you a little bit. It's
Mm.
like when you decided to teach AI tools in your training program, that
Yeah,
was outside your comfort zone, right?
of
But
course.
it
Of course.
stretched you and
Yeah,
that made you grow. And often we learn way more from failing than we do from succeeding.
of course it is. That's a good example. So growth happens outside the comfort zone.
Exactly. Comfort keeps you safe, but it also keeps you stuck.
Yeah, wonderful.
What about PLEX specifically? Do you see opportunities there where maybe some calculated risks could actually move things forward?
Yeah, it happens, but we try to come out of comfort zone to do
Good.
something better and to grow.
Exactly.
Yeah. How can small steps help overcome big fears?
Small steps make the big thing feel less overwhelming. Let's say you're scared to teach ChatGPT to the whole class because you're worried the tech will fail.
Mm.
Instead of trying to teach everything in one session, you might start by demoing it yourself first, just a quick walkthrough. Then in the next session, have one student try it with your guidance. Each step lowers the risk and builds your confidence.
Wonderful. Yes. Okay.
Like
Of
tiny experiments instead of one giant leap. Yeah.
course.
Do you, of course, it all.
What role does mindset play in overcoming fear?
It's huge.
Mhm.
A growth mindset, believing your abilities can develop through dedication and hard work, is key. If you think your skill set is fixed, fear becomes paralyzing because failure feels like it proves something negative about you.
Right.
But if you think skills developed,
So you mean to say that a growth mindset turns fear into opportunity?
yeah, exactly. It
Hmm.
reframes fear as information rather than failure.
One.
Like, okay, this, sorry, I got cut off. I was saying failure turns into learning.
Yeah.
Okay, this didn't work. What can I try differently next time?
Okay.
That reframing shifts fear from being something scary to being something you actually use to get better.
Yes, of course. Okay. And how can failure help us become stronger?
Because failure gives you real feedback you can't get any other way.
Hmm.
Like when your Zoom class went sideways because someone was having technical issues, you didn't know that would happen until it did. Now
Yeah.
you're prepared to troubleshoot it next time, right?
Yeah, of course it is. Okay. And why is self belief crucial?
Because if you don't believe you can handle what comes your way, you've already lost half the battle. Self belief isn't about being fearless, it's about trusting that even if things get uncomfortable, you can figure it out. Like with PLEX, did you start with the confidence that you could handle the challenges of running an institute, or did you have to learn that over time?
Yes, I've learned it over time.
Right, and that confidence grew with each small win,
Yeah.
each problem you solved.
Yes. So confidence fuels courage.
Exactly. You
Hmm.
build it bit by bit, tackling fears one at a time.
Hmm. Okay. And how
And
can
what
we
does all of
deal with
this make
fear of judgment?
you think? Could you clarify what you mean by safe treatment?
How can we deal with fear of judgment?
That's tough. Everyone deals with that to some degree.
Mhm.
The thing about judgment is most people are too wrapped up in their own insecurities to spend as much time worrying about what others think as you think they are. Sounds
Mhm.
paradoxical, right? But
Yeah,
it's true. What are your thoughts on that?
yeah.
What do you tell yourself when that fear kicks in? When you're about to teach something new or try a new strategy at
Yeah,
PLEX
of
and
course. You
wonder
know,
what.
we need to have plan A, B, C.
That makes sense. Having contingencies is definitely smart when you're in charge of an institution.
Yeah.
But what about internally? Like the self talk that happens right before you step into that teaching situation.
Yeah, still we try to figure it out, and we
Right.
step out through courage or with courage.
Exactly. You push through despite it.
Yeah,
That sounds like you've already got the most important part figured out. You don't let judgment stop you from trying something you believe in.
yeah, of course. Okay, another question is, what is the power of taking the first step?
Momentum. First step is always the hardest. Once you start, especially with something you're afraid of, it creates a ripple effect.
Hmm.
Every small step you take shows you that you can do it, which builds confidence.
Hmm.
Plus, the initial fear starts to fade once you're actually in action. That's probably why you kept going with Zoom teaching. You did that first session and then it became, less daunting each time after that.
Yes, so it means it breaks inertia and builds momentum.
Exactly. That initial inertia is like that uphill push to get moving. Once you get rolling, though, it gets easier. The momentum carries you forward, and the fear starts to shrink in comparison.
Of course. And how can role models inspire courage?
Seeing someone else do something you're scared of can change everything. A role model shows you it's possible. Like with your AI training, maybe seeing Rehan Alnawala confidently teach AI techniques made you think, hey, I can do this too.
Yeah, of course.
Or
Uh,
even
yeah,
when Pakistan taking
okay.
steps could give you that boost. Role models prove that risks can be worth taking.
Yeah. And how does preparation reduce fear?
It's simple, really. Preparation isn't about eliminating fear, it's about being confident you have tools to handle whatever happens. The more you prepare for your Zoom classes, practice setups, write out your lesson plan, prep your troubleshooting guide, the less chaotic it feels. It's like showing up to a fight knowing you've trained beforehand rather than walking in cold. Does that make
Oh,
sense?
yeah, of course it is. Why is resilience important in facing fear?
Because you're going to fail sometimes. You're going to try something and it's not going to work out perfectly or at all. Resilience is getting back up and trying again. It's the ability to bounce back from setbacks instead of getting stuck in disappointment.
Okay.
Failure is part of the process. Being resilient means not letting it knock you out of the game permanently.
Hmm, great, great. How can
Like all
positive
those tech.
habits how can positive habits support bold decisions?
Oh, you're asking how positive habits support bold decisions?
Yes.
Routine builds confidence.
Hmm.
When you have consistent habits in other areas of your life, like those morning workouts you mentioned or your time management systems, it creates a sense of control. That makes it easier to tackle scary things because you're not facing everything new at once. Your habits are like steady pillars you can lean on when you're feeling wobbly. Does that
And
make
what is the
sense?
benefit of embarrassing uncertainty?
Learning! Uncertainty is where true learning happens. If you knew how everything would turn out perfectly, there'd be no challenge, no growth. Embracing uncertainty means being willing to explore, experiment, and learn from what happens, even if it's unexpected. That's
Okay.
really where the magic happens, in the messy middle, where you don't have all the answers.
Okay. So it opens doors to new possibilities.
Exactly. And honestly, it's often where the best stuff happens, the ideas and growth you could never have planned for.
Okay, one last question. How does courage transform life?
It changes everything.
Hmm,
When you choose courage over comfort, you show yourself what you're truly capable of. It shifts how you see yourself, builds confidence, and opens you up to opportunities you never dare consider otherwise.
great.
It's not just about achieving, it's about becoming the person who's willing to step up, take risks, and grow beyond their limits.
Wonderful. It turns dreams into reality, huh?
Exactly. It
Hmm.
turns dreams into reality. That's
Yes.
the power of courage. It turns what seems impossible into what becomes inevitable. This has been a really thoughtful conversation.
Yes, of course it is. And I'm going to wrap it up and then you're going to conclude it, okay?
Sounds good. Thanks for sharing your insights on
Well,
fear, Kassim.
welcome, welcome, Maya. Okay, dear listeners and
I'm going
viewers,
to
fear is
thank
universal.
you for joining.
Fear
I'm
is
sorry I didn't.
universal, but
Could you repeat
so
that
is
last?
courage.
Thanks
Okay,
for the great conversation tonight. Take care, Kassim.
take care. Fear is universal, but so is courage. Courage. The difference between those who remain where they are and those who rise lies in one simple decision: to act despite fear. Overcoming fear is not about eliminating it, it is about mastering it, learning
Ah,
from it, and moving forward with purpose. Remember, fear whispers, "What if you fail?" Courage replies, "What if you succeed?" In a world full of uncertainty, bold steps create extraordinary lives. The path to greatness is not fear free, but it is fear conquered. Let this global dialogue ignite action because your next bold step might just change everything.
wonderful conclusion, Kassim. Truly inspiring.
Thank you. Thank you. So,
Thanks for sharing that.
dear listeners, see you next time and bye for now. Thanks a lot, Maya.
Take, of course. Good night, Kassim.
Good night.